Welcome back to Trots TV. Time for On Trial this week, and we've got three horses to follow out of the trials. The first one, there's no medals for tipping this horse to win a race pretty soon, and that's Bowtide. But I thought it's quite timely that we have a look at the performance of his final trial before he does step back out at the racetrack on Saturday night. Now, Bowtide, he's a Dual Inter Dominion winner. He's had a couple of trials to prepare for this trial, but was worked forward in the early stages off a wide draw and went through the first quarter in 28-1, took the lead off Better Bet Black, and James Rattray was pretty keen to give him a solid hit out in this trial, as he knew that the racetrack return was not too far away, so he kept the speed on throughout. He ended up recording a mile rate of 152.8, suggesting that he's not too far off his peak. This has all been very well planned. James Rattray was keen to have the horse resume a fortnight before the Victoria Cup. He's then got the option to go to the Victoria Cup if he's happy with the horse after Saturday night's run, and off the back of this you'd suggest that he's not too far away from being at his best, and the Miracle Mile, of course, only a month or so away. So looking forward to the resumption of Bowtide on Saturday night. A few people have said the 2300's a query. I think he went away from the 1609 Rattray because he didn't want Bowtide to be forced to run a 151 at his first run back from a spell, so the tempo should be a little bit slower in the 2300 metre race on the Saturday night. So Bowtide, as I said, no medals for tipping him as a horse to follow, but I thought it was worth having a look at his final trial performance at Menangle on Friday. Let's have a look at our next trial horse, and we're going to go with Violet's Tooth. Now, this horse trialled at Bathurst on Monday night. The horse has only won the one race, won a race at Dubbo on Boxing Night. Hasn't shown too much in its career. It's run a few placings, but I thought, gee, this trial was extremely good. Trained by Graham Bullock and was driven in the trial by Matt Rue. The horse showed no real speed off the arm, but in saying that, wasn't asked to fire off the arm. It was held together at the start and just worked forward solidly and was happy to sit outside the leader. Now, once he got up she got up outside the leader, she relaxed and was happy to sit there for the majority of the trip. Inside the final 600 metres of the race, a horse came up three wide, no recompense, and actually headed her, and Matt Rue didn't panic at all. He just sat there quietly and then asked the horse to push through the middle, and she was able to regain the lead turning for home, and with a couple of slaps on the tail she was able to race away and score quite well. Now, for a mare that's only a one-win horse, and before that hadn't done anything too startling, I think that's worth following, and I think she's going to have a couple of wins in store for her. The times, she rated a really good 156.6 for the mile. She got home the last 800 in 57.5. The final split was 28.5. So I think that it is definitely one worth following. Violet's Tooth out of the trials at Bathurst on Monday night. That was trial number 4. And there's another horse that won a trial at Bathurst on Monday night I want to show you, a horse by the name of Jethro's an Eagle. Now, this horse has won 3 races in its career, trained by Wendy Turnbull, driven in the trial by Emma Turnbull, and that combination is having a really good run in New South Wales at the moment. Emma is the leading female driver in the state. A lot of people would have thought Lauren Pinella or even Amanda Turnbull, despite her comings and goings from New South Wales, would be at the top, but Emma holds the lead at the moment, and she's driving extremely well. Jethro's an Eagle had trialled the week prior. There was some improvement in this trial compared to the week before. Showed plenty of speed off the gate, wasn't able to lead. The leader actually grabbed hold and let Jethro's an Eagle find the top, but Emma Turnbull was happy to let the horse roll along, and it did run a very nice 156.9. Now, the last half in the race in the trial was 57.1. They got up the straight in 28.3. As mentioned, this horse has only won the 3 races, but is impeccably bred. Half-brother to St William, who was a good performer, Noah Saint, Noah Jack. So there's some good performers in the family, and I think this horse looks like he's developed into a nice horse that's going to go through his grades and definitely, win 3 or 4 this time in. So he's a horse worth following. Jethro's an Eagle, and he wouldn't be too far away from the racetrack, having a couple of trials back-to-back. So the horse is going on trial this week. Obviously, Bowtide, with his return to the races on Saturday night, looking forward to seeing what he can do. We've got Violet's Tooth out of the Bathurst trials on Monday, and also Jethro's an Eagle out of those Bathurst trials on Monday. That's on trial this week. Back again next week to see if we can find you a few winners out of the trials.